What's going on, guys? Just decided to go live here this morning, so we'll trade here live. We still got like 40 minutes until the market opens, so for that period of time I'll just be hanging out. And yeah, I've been wanting to do one of these kind of live streams in the morning for some time now, so happy to be doing it today on a day where we might get some interesting action today. It's 4:20, and we'll see how today pans out. But I will say that recently the momentum in the market has been pretty non-existent, so it just I don't really know what to expect, but probably not too much. I'm looking at GameStop here this morning, and we talked about this a lot yesterday. It doesn't look that good this morning. In fact, I'm expecting a red day on this for sure. And then also I'm monitoring, DOGE right now, which is making, it's building right now, consolidating, and it's DOGE day, but, at midnight we got a good push, but now it's kind of backed off, and again, it's still building. But I would expect in the next couple of hours, you could definitely get a move on this, and overall it still looks very bullish. So it looks like to me it's setting up for a run to 50 cents, but who knows? We'll see on it. But anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna hang out here. It's the market's not open yet, so we got some time to kill. But might be worth checking out some stocks, pre-market. But I already know we don't have too much going on. The gappers are pretty bad, if I'm being honest. GameStop's making a move through 167 right now, but it really needs to push over 170 in my opinion pre-market for this to look strong at all, really. And then ultimately needs to make a higher high above 175, but it's going to take a push for that to happen, given it usually sells off the open. So we'll see on it. But again, those gappers this morning are pretty tame. This is the leading gapper in the entire market right now, which is crazy. I mean, it's terrible. This is a 33% gap. Just not looking good there. So besides that, we have YVR, which is up 16% right now. Doesn't look super great. We've got, so we have XXII. Oops. Yeah, this one halted up going up yesterday afternoon. I did not trade this one yesterday, but I did see it, and this morning it's just holding these levels from yesterday, which is good, but this isn't really one I'm interested in at all. So anyway, yeah, I'm just hanging out here, just waiting. And watching Dogecoin, just consolidating. So we'll continue to watch this before the market opens up. And at that point we'll reevaluate, and we can look at some of the stocks too that I usually like to trade in the mornings here. Let's take a look at some of these that have the most volume. So Space has a lot of volume. SpaceX. So this one's gapping down. It's not really one I'm super interested in. It's gonna gap down to like 2060, so it's coming right into support, but again, just not really super interested in this one. Neo's got some volume. The weed stocks, it's 420. Definitely want to keep an eye on that at least, but right now it's not looking like super great or anything. Let's see, Mara. This one, you know, looks okay for a trade, but not great. You know, it's kind of bouncing off this here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Yeah, I don't know. Be watching that. Palantir. Yeah, I mean, right now, just the market just looks kind of crappy, honestly. There's just not a whole lot going on in the pre-market. So we shall just be waiting. And we're going to see by the end of this day, hopefully, if the 420 catalyst is legit or shit. And my expectation is that mostly it's going to be shit. Because that's my best guess right now, just because right now we're not seeing really anything. You know, we're not really seeing any moves here in the pre-market. But I'm continuing to monitor the gap scan, and you know, right now it just doesn't look great. Again, our leading gapper is MYMD, and this sucks. There's literally nothing here. It hit $14, $13.90 here, and now it's backed all the way off to $5.90 and is continuing to move lower. So just not super interested in that right now. But again, it's a long day, so strap in, get comfy, get ready to trade, be patient, and yeah. So we got a couple IPOs today as well, looks like. So IFBD. So let me add that to my list here. Let me take some of these off. IFBD, some of these old ones. Get those out of there. So yeah, IFBD, RXRX is an old one. I'm going to get rid of that. Oops. Let's get rid of that. So TRKA and IFBD, both IPOing today, so we'll keep up to date with that. Oops, that's my alarm in case I woke up late. Alright, so Dogecoin is testing right now. Let's take a look here. Kind of testing this, the bottom of this upward trend that I drew, which may not be perfect, to be honest. It's kind of dipped below that a few times, but that's the general trend. And you know, I was watching it last night at midnight. It was, you know, attempting to break out of this, you know, downward sloping resistance, but was unable to do so. So we'll see on that. I think within the next couple hours, really, we may get a break of that resistance and this kind of flag that's been forming. And yeah, we'll just have to wait and see on it. Let's see if I can draw something here. Maybe that would be better. Let's get rid of this one. Shoot, how do I remove this? How do I even remove that? I can remove all of the ones except for this one. You know, Kraken is not great, I will say. So, alright, so something more like that, maybe. So maybe it has some more time. There we go. So we'll just wait and see on this. It's, you know, could definitely have a few more hours, because this is the hourly chart. So don't underestimate how long it can consolidate for and chop around, because on these big time frames you can understand that the big move could still be yet to come, which is kind of crazy considered the move that it's already made. Oops, that was a misclick. So anyway, yeah, we'll keep up, we'll keep looking at that throughout the day. At least I will. But right now, futures are down, which is continuing from yesterday. So could definitely expect today to be red. So maybe we'll look for some shorts, which I have not really done very often. At least recently, I'm not really too interested in shorting stuff. But we may get a good opportunity to short a stock like Plug, which is just so weak. And I've been trying to long this one, and it's not smart. Don't go long on weak stocks. So yeah, we'll look at this. Neo's holding up pretty well, bouncing off that 50. Just clear my drawings on that, redraw this. It's not super clear, but something like that. Yeah, so anyway, this pre-market is extremely boring. There's literally nothing going on. I'm still watching this gap scanner. There's literally nothing. The leading gapper is MYMD, and it's terrible. Hovering around $6, hit a high of 14. Just not looking good. So maybe I need some no copyright music. I know this isn't very interesting right now. I promise. We gotta just wait, because there's literally nothing to look at right now. MYMD is the leading gapper. Behind that, we have YVR, which is, tried holding above VWAP. We have JUPW popping up, and what even am I looking at here? What even am I looking at, dude? Oh my god. This is literally the market we're in right now. It's crazy how cold it can get, It's crazy how cold the market can get, when it seemed like we had several weeks there where we were at least getting, some decent opportunities, but in terms of small cap stocks. And recently I've been wanting to kind of trade small cap stocks, even though that's not usually what I go for. And right now, oh man, this is literally the best gapper we've got, which is crazy. Just crazy. So, right now, in terms of the 420 catalyst, legit or not legit? Right now, if it's legit, we need to see some stuff get going. I'll say that. Let's take a look back at GameStop. What's GameStop doing? Okay, so it had that push through 167. Now it's fading back down. And again, this is all pre-market. It's very likely that this is going to take a strong dip off the open. And given yesterday's kind of bearish candle here, despite gapping up, I wouldn't be surprised, and I talked about this yesterday, we might see a candle that looks like this. So be prepared for that. It could also, anything can happen. We might see a candle like that. That could be cool. That could be great. But I think it's unfortunately more likely we get, this. So we'll just have to wait and see. It's a waiting game. But let's see, we got 25 more minutes till the bell, so we still got some time. I suppose I started streaming kind of early, but let's take a look at what Doge is doing. Still consolidating. A little break there through 38 cents. Testing that. So on the minute chart, it's kind of breaking down here a little bit. So I'm holding. I bought $1,000 worth of Doge a few days ago at a 27-cent average, 27.3, and so I've been watching it. I'm not a believer in crypto long term, but I'm really just swinging this because I think it has potential to hit 50 cents. And the target today on Doge Day was apparently supposed to be, according to Reddit, the hodlers, it's supposed to be 69 cents. But right now, I don't know. We got some work to do to get there. We need to double this thing's market cap to get there. So, you know, it's hard to see on the 1 minute. We'll go back to the 15-minute. So it still just looks like it's consolidating, you know, but it would be good if it put this in as a higher low above these two. And then it really needs to break above, you know, 42 cents now. It would be the spot. It's, you know, that would be the level. It's very obvious on this now, you know, where the breakout spot is. Incredibly obvious. At least what it looks like to me. It looks obvious, but yeah, it's all about price levels and stuff, guys. You don't need crazy indicators on your screen. And you know, I am saying that I'm not a crypto trader. This isn't a crypto channel at all. But you know, when you look at this and just watching it trade for the past few days, which I have been since I took my position in it, you know, I can say that it trades according to technical levels in the same way that stocks trade according to technical levels, and that's for a very reasonable reason. Oh gosh, I feel like I have to sneeze. God damn it. Okay, but as I was saying, oh god, it's like the worst feeling. But anyway, you know, it trades according to technical levels in the same way that stocks trade according to technical levels, and it makes sense because all the technical levels are is just a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's literally just other traders that see, you know, the same things that other traders see, and that's where you get, you know, big stacks of orders in certain places. And when you get big stacks of orders in certain places, that creates resistance and support. And it's all about finding where, you know, those buyers and sellers are going to be stacked up. And we have a level 2 here, and I know Kraken is a bit delayed on its data, and I'm not super familiar with the way that crypto trades or how its markets work or anything like that. But I feel like I can understand a chart pretty well, and I know, you know, that something looks bullish when it looks bullish, and this looks bullish to me, so that's why I'm in this position. And not to mention, the potential return on this is incredible. You know, given the fact that this was trading back when I was in middle school, mining Dogecoin on my school laptop, this was trading at a 50th of a cent, 1/50th of 1 penny. Back when I mined this on my school laptop. And you know, I ought to ask my mom for the picture, because I don't know where it went, but I actually went to I was super into crypto and Dogecoin. I actually went to a Dogecoin conference or something in San Francisco, and I met the creator of Dogecoin. What's this guy's name? Let me look this up. Creator of Dogecoin. Yeah, Wait, hold on. It doesn't really matter. I met the guy. That's the point. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, I have a picture with me and this guy, Jackson Palmer. There's a picture with me and him, back when I was in middle school. Maybe I ought to find that picture and share it with you guys. But anyway, I don't even know where I was going with that. But the point is, this thing looks bullish, and I'll continue to hold it until the pattern, fails. And I think, I would say right now, I don't want to see it below, 34.5. Below these two spots right here, below 35 cents. Not a huge fan. So let's go back to stocks for a second, and just see if there's anything gapping up. So we have Hoth now moving a little bit, but this still isn't really something I'm very interested in. You got about half of this initial candle is wick, and then the volume is, the volume's okay. I can understand that traders are grasping at straws trying to find something to trade. But, this doesn't look that good to me. Just because it's such a low price. The daily chart is terrible. So let's look here. Is there anything else that we can possibly look to trade? No. At least not in the pre-market. I'm not seeing any. In small caps is what I mean. We're not seeing anything. Let me turn on... okay, so... I have my news feed up, so if there's news on stuff, we'll pop over to that. But right now, guys, this is a pretty darn tame pre-market. So right now, let's look at, I'm just going to flip through stuff. Okay, so this is funny. eBet, little dead cat bounce here in the pre-market from 18 to 21. This is one that I tried yesterday. I'll show my trades here on this if they'll load in. Here we go. So this one I tried and just stopped out way too late on it. So I took like a $200 hit on this one. It should have been like 50 bucks if I just stopped out like here. But I thought we were gonna get a squeeze on this in the open, but we didn't. So it looks like now we're getting a bit of a move here. So this could be one to watch into the open. Maybe we get a push, back up to 24 bucks or something. But I thought yesterday was the spot to do it, not today. Seems like the volume, it seems too late. I just don't know how high it can fly. So, yeah, not too interested in that. Let's see if there's anything going on. What is that? Nope. That one's sucky. Okay, so Dogecoin continuing to kind of fall here, getting into a bit of a danger zone, if I'm going to be completely honest. So let's flip back over. The sell-off's continuing a little bit here. And the reason I say danger zone is if you look at the triangle that's been forming over the last, week, it's kind of violating that triangle right now. And when you're looking, at least when you're in swing trades or whatever trade you're in, the bigger the time frame is on that trade that you're looking at, my outlook right now is bullish, primarily based off of this darn triangle. We had a cup and handle here, and maybe, you could argue maybe the handle is still forming, but right now it seems a bit late for that. As I was looking at it here, last night talking about this, I said that it looks like a picture perfect cup and handle, but it really needed to go. Here was the spot, or here. So there's still a chance, but it just needs to hold and get back into this range up at 40 cents. Uh, yeah, in terms of stocks right now, we're not looking too great. Pretty lousy here. Yeah, so Dogecoin bouncing a little bit. And maybe I drew this wrong. Let me redraw this actually. But how do I delete this? I don't want to remove my last drawing. I want to remove this drawing. That is that drawing. Okay. So let's see. How can I draw this better? Like that? But that seems disingenuous. I don't know. Bit of an interesting, definitely an interesting wedge forming here. I'm gonna remove this drawing. I don't even know how to remove drawings on this stupid platform. Whatever. I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay. So we'll see, back above 38 cents maybe here. I mean, again, the target is really above this descending trend line. And once we get the break of that, if it's a definitive break and it doesn't fail, that could be strong. The next target's 47, the all-time high, and then from there we push to 50 cents and 69 cents. But, you know, that's gonna take a lot of it's gonna take a lot of momentum for sure. What am I missing here? So if you're just tuning in now, this pre-market has been extremely tepid, I would say. Terrible. So our leading gapper right now is still MYMD, which has a 33% gap. So for that to be the biggest gap in the entire market is really, really, it just means we're in a really, really, really cold market. And, you know, you look at something like this, and on a day where it's hot, the market is really hot, this would be probably one of the worst. This would be not even close to the leading gapper, but right now that's where we're at. So yeah, I mean, small caps just aren't it today, I don't think, unless, you know, once the market opens, maybe we'll see and we'll get something. But you know, right now, no, nothing there. So that leaves it up to, you know, some of the stocks I've got here on my watch list, which I monitor every single day, kind of these stocks, and we have stocks starting to move up a little bit with the market starting to recover as well. But you know, you can anticipate the sell-off at the open or the surge, you know. But I'm probably going to let the first couple minutes chop around, and we have 10 minutes to the open, so it's time to get a little bit serious here. So, you know, I hate to say it, but right now, plug, let's see, opening at 25.40. I don't know why I like trading this one so much. I just do. But looking at, so sorry, when news comes out, I just kind of, or not news, but I just flip over. But, you know, this has a very strong bottom here at $25. And this is one that I traded yesterday. and ended up losing on, but you know, I'm not too upset with how I traded it overall. But you know, the bottom at $25, if it holds, it could see a nice bounce. We saw it in aftermarket yesterday bounce really well, and it has this bottom here too. So this is a strong spot of support for sure, which means if it breaks to the downside, then you'll definitely want to be getting out of it, because who knows how low it can go. But if it holds, it could be a good long off the open. Could see $26 rather quickly, which would be a pretty swift 50 cents on it. So a dip on the open, I might look for a long on this, but I'd definitely be scared, and I wouldn't give it too much room. Certainly below 25, you got to cut the position. That's the obvious spot on it. Okay, so plug, I think looks okay. Yeah, so Mara has some volume this morning. Palantir, the weed stocks, Tilray. This is the one stock I have here representing those weed stocks. eBet again could see a squeeze. Could see a squeeze off the open to 24. But you know, or not. So coin, nice move. 330 to 336. United reported yesterday, so that could be a good one to watch. It's going to open at 53.35, so right about here. AMC, Riot looks so 41. This looks bullish, actually. This looks nice. Even though it's been downtrending the last few days, it's got some really obvious support here at $38. And it looks like it might be ready for a surge off the open. You know, it could see a move from 41 to 43 really quick. Or not. You know, and let's not forget to watch Dogecoin too, you know, see what it does when we get the open here. But we've got, let's see, it's starting to be crunch time here, 9:25. So we got 5 minutes. So I think right now, Plug and Riot are my favorite longs right now, but those are definitely questionable for sure, because they're both stocks that are, you know, over the last few days going down. Let's take a look at what's J&J. So J&J breaking down right now. So this one's going to open at 160 right now. So not too big of a move there. This is not a great stock for day trading. So just looking at it. Tesla opening at 714. Yeah, this one looks good actually. This one looks good. Tesla looks good. Maybe a quick move up to 725, honestly. That'd be kind of the target. 728, it hit this high in aftermarket yesterday, where I got out of my trade in this move, like in the first candle, unfortunately. So yeah, we got, let's see, 5 minutes. Ugh, do your stretches and get your yawns out. It's time to get on with the day, huh? So moving up to 7:15, let's take one more glance at what the market's doing. NASDAQ, yes, trying to rebound here. You know, maybe I'll make a video too if you guys are interested about my long positions in gold and silver, which I have pretty bulky positions in both gold and silver. So that's why I have those here if you're wondering. These are the gold and silver futures that I watch every single day. Really gold needs to get up and on its feet and get going. So last couple of weeks on it have been good, but overall it's still very depressed from its peak back last summer. Actually, this was yeah, last summer. Crazy, hard to believe that. Okay, so let's get real here as we get towards the open. It's 9:26. So okay, so we got 3 minutes. I'll be looking for a dip on Palantir. You know, I'll be watching the price action there, and that'll probably be my first spot, which is crazy just because I am so done with trading plug. Maybe I shouldn't even trade it just because I feel like I lose on it every single time. It's just so weak, the darn thing. Space, not interested. Plug, yep. Okay, so plug, then Riot. Where's my friend Riot? Let's mark this row. Riot looks strong as well. And then of course we have to watch GameStop as well. So we got 3 minutes. Get ready, people. Let's get ready. Riot's dropping before the open now. Keeping my eye on Dogecoin right now too, which is bouncing nicely, so still looks bullish on that. The gap scanner is pretty much the same as it was. So Riot's dropping now, so that one, not sure about that. I'm gonna switch over to plug as the main focus here. This one still looks good. The volume on it is low, but what if we could see a surge on this very quickly? It has potential, but it also has potential for downside below 25, so I wouldn't take too big of a position on this, but you know, whatever you're willing to lose if you stop out below 25, I'd say. But down here it has a low of 24.50, but yeah, I would definitely not give it past 25. So, all right, let's see. We got 60 seconds, and might be wise to just let the first couple minutes play out, but you know, the market open is always exciting, but should also recognize too that today right now doesn't look like anything special. It's, you know, 420 Doge day, but it's not really shaping up to be anything crazy. The gap scanner's pretty tepid, and not too much going on. So we'll see here as the market opens in a few seconds. We got 20 seconds to the bell. MYMD pushing up a little bit. Yeah, MYMD pushing up a little bit here into the open, so could be an initial squeeze on this. I would actually expect it, but could also be an instant flush. That's the problem with these. So there the market opens. The market is open. MYMD is trading. I'm gonna look at plug here. So there's a dip on plug. I'm gonna be careful on this. I'm not gonna jump into a position, but I want to. Here we're getting that surge. Maybe I'll just dip my toe in. Maybe I'll just dip my toe in here. 300 shares. So what's the market doing? Market is pushing up, so that looks good. Plug is pushing up now. So very tempting to get in on this, but yeah, I'm holding off here. So here it comes downside again, testing 25. Let's give it a second. But yeah, if this thing breaks 25, it could actually be a good short. So let's watch. Just bouncing around. Let's look at some other stocks here. Palantir coming up here. Palantir through 22. Anyone taking that? I'm gonna let that one go. So there's that move on Tesla. Dang it. So chose the wrong one to watch off the open. The volume on this one really came in. So came down, and there was a brief entry there at 7:14. It actually had a nice move a couple minutes before the bell that I missed as well. So this one, I'm gonna Okay, so wow. So it actually ended up halting. Alright, so this was not one that I was going to jump into anyway. I'm just not a huge fan of it. But it just halted at $7. Neo moving up. Let's see how that swing position is doing. So, alright. Well, selling right back off. What's the market doing? So the market still looks strong here. Neo selling off a little bit. Tesla, plug moving down. Mara moving down. Riot. Interesting action on this. Not really. What's Dogecoin doing? So Dogecoin's continuing to bounce, which is good. Tesla, let's see what Tilray's doing. Let's check GameStop, eBet, GameStop. There's that dip right off the open. So, you know, that was definitely not expected. Coins sold all the way back off. Still looking for a good entry. So space, all of a sudden, looks decent, just because it kind of has this bottom here, and this is kind of a makeshift double bottom right here. So yeah, here's a push on space. AMC, a strong dip, makes sense with GameStop, and that dip on GameStop off the open. So you know, the volume on this is really light. So that is an indication that this move is not super legit. So here's eBet. Oh gosh, am I gonna try this one again? Maybe I will, but with small size. The volume on it is low, but at any moment the volume could come pouring in. You get a squeeze on it. So definitely watch it over 2170. I'm gonna hold off. It's too low volume. Wow. Well, that's kind of what I was talking about right there. Man. It's just funny because I went long off the open on plug yesterday and it broke down, and today you know, so far looks pretty strong. So you gotta take the entries on these really quick because it looks bad and then all of a sudden it looks good. So it's, you know, really tough to find an entry on, you know, a move like this unless you're just buying it kind of into that support, which is, you know, you can definitely do that. It's a legit strategy. So Neo moving back up. The market, wow, it really cratered there and then came back. So push on FSR. Let's watch the resumption on MYMD, yeah? Let's see. 9:30. Okay, so we should have gotten the resumption on this already, actually. So, yeah. So Neo pushing, plug pushing, Tesla pushing. Yeah, just tough to find an entry. It's tough to find an entry. But Riot and Mara not pushing, so you know, some of the longs work out and some don't. Palantir pushing. Nice. Nice. Wow. JP Morgan, weak. eBet breaking down. So glad I didn't take that one. So continuing to watch for the resumption on MYMD, but I don't think I'm likely to take a trade on it. Well, here's KSU. So this one is tough because the spread on it is basically a full dollar. Well, 40 cents there, but then a full dollar. So it's very it's like a 75-cent spread. So let's see, position size on this would be about maybe 30-40 shares, but I'm not even gonna trade it. Who am I kidding? I'm not gonna trade this one. It doesn't even, I don't even like it. Doesn't even look good. So Plug continuing to go, Palantir continuing to go, Tesla. So we got some strength here. Let me check on my swing in Neo, making a little bit back on that. So just trying to find entries here, but you know, we kind of missed the boat. So could be a spot to go long on space here. So on this one, it looks like it's moving higher, but it could come all the way down into VWAP, and I would want to take at least 1,000 shares on it if I took a long position. Plug coming back in a little bit, Neo, Palantir, space. So the market is ripping. So let's look for an entry on space. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm looking for an entry on space, and if it comes into 2075, I think I would pull the trigger on 1,000 shares, maybe. Maybe at 70 here. Let's go at 71. 71. I'm pulling the trigger on 1,000 shares of space. This sell volume is very light. The volume overall on it is very light. The price action's pretty weak, so those are bad signs, I would agree. But it did see a strong push from 20 to 21. And, it's gapping down a lot. Some sort of retracement could be in the cards here. So, see if it breaks through 80 to the downside. Market coming back in a little bit. So Plug coming in a little bit. There could be an entry on this right here, but it looks like it's selling kind of aggressively, but we'll see. Okay, so wow, I'm in space there. Was not expecting that, so I got to go back to that one. Might have to get out of this one if I run into some trouble on it. So it actually dipped down to 66. So, this is going to be one where you got to see what the market's doing, and this is one where I could stop out really quickly. In fact, below 66, and I may just call it a day on this trade. You know, it's come down really far, so, you know, we'll see. These candles are not super convincing, but do want to give it its fair day in court. See if it can push a little bit here. But again, I'd say below, you know, below 65, and I'm just going to cut this one. But the target, you know, back to $21 would look great. So there's a nice push on that. Wow. So, okay, let's, you know, take some profit in front of 21 if we can get it. So, wow, I was up on that trade nicely there, and still am. And see if the strength can continue. So, you know, is this a fake next leg higher? Let's see. Let's see what the market's doing. So the market still looking strong, which is good. And the volume's starting to come back in here. We got about 20 seconds left on this candle. So I'm going to cancel this order and see if we get that break through 21. I'm going to be a little bit greedy here. This looks strong, but maybe I shouldn't be. So let's see. This is, you know, chopping around a little bit now. I'm getting a little nervous because I'm still holding full size on it. Let's see if we can get that push up through 21. We really want that break of $21. So there it is. So that was nice. Nice fill there. Beautiful, 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 beautiful move there. So just because I'm, you know, okay, well, tried to grab some more there at 98 as we're coming back down now. So again, one eye on the market, guys. You got to keep one eye on the market while you're in these trades. But overall, it still looks strong. You know, I wouldn't rule out a move to 21.50. And while it's looking strong, let's see if it can hold $21 on this candle. That would really be great. Let's see if we can get back above $21. There we go. Now we want it to hold 21. We don't want it to fall back down. So now they're buying through 21.05, and that's good. It closed at the high of the candle, so we're still holding a lot of this position here. So bit of a pullback there. Let's see what the market's doing again. Market still looks strong. That's good. Bought back, and then there's the next rip higher up to the prior high is where we're going to take our next profit at 21.19. Come on, let's get that rip. 21.19. Oh, you got to be kidding me. The high there was 21.18. Story of my life. Missed it by 1 cent. So in situations like this, want to be a little bit patient, see if it can get there again. Because right now, it looks like it's going to put in a higher high. It looks like we're going above 21.20. But I still want to take profit in front of that level in case, you know, we fail. And it looks like it could go either way. So, so yeah, I don't feel great on it. Let's go back to 200 shares here. Let's take off at, you know, 14. Just to be safe. I want to be safe on this. Got to lock in that profit. Come on. Fill me there at 14. There we go. Okay, good. So now I feel better. Only holding half the position, so we're winding it down. But we should acknowledge that this thing still looks really strong, and so there it rips through 20 where I would have gotten my fill. So, you know, it ends up going, but it also could have failed. So the next target is definitely 21.50 on this, I would say, for sure. But continuing to rip, and I'm not going to take profit on it just yet. Really, I want to be patient on this. And the market is continuing to go. So, you know, if space is now making new highs, I see no reason to, you know, I see no sell indicators here, you know. No indication to sell. No weakness yet, but, you know. We would want to, if it back tests, 21.20 is the spot where it needs to, I want to see it hold 21.20. Right now, it's kind of holding 21.25. So there is some selling coming through here, but not a lot. You can see on the volume, it's very low volume on this selling, which is nice. So just some profit taking here, very light. And, that doesn't mean it can't become a deeper sell-off. It just means that right now it still looks strong. I'm a little concerned about, we got about a 10-cent wick there on top, so, So definitely there's a seller here at 21.25. So that pushed it down. But we'll see if we can test again and maybe break through or continue to sell off. It's never a bad idea to take profit, guys. I'm still holding half this position because I think it has a lot of potential. The market is backing off a tad, but relative to the market giving back, on the NASDAQ like 20 points, space is not selling off too aggressively. So now, it's come back in through that 21.20. So, alright, maybe I should have taken some profit there in the 30s, but I didn't. Still watching this one. We want to move back up through 21.25. So see if we get that here. So definitely some more sell volume came in on that last candle. Alright, I'm taking off there a piece at 11, small piece there at 11, just because it's starting to turn a little bit, but it's not too bad right now because the prior high is 21.08 really, without those wicks. So okay, nice. Again, 21.50 remains the target, and it still looks bullish. It still looks good. So I took a little piece out there just in case we broke down in below 21. But trying to be patient on this. Right now it looks good, so let's look around. So plug, I talked about there was a possible good entry there at 25.60 when it hit VWAP, and that would have been a great entry. So awesome. And it's encouraging to see these other stocks continue to push with the position that I'm in as well. So that is good, but certainly space doesn't look the strongest of the bunch, I will admit that. But one eye on the market, market looks strong, so that's good. Let's see if we can break over 30. Over $21.30. There it is, and now we see a new high. So I'm gonna set an order to sell 100 shares at 48. Make it 49. It's looking very strong. So we're up over 500 on the trade, or we were there for a second. Okay, so it wasn't able to hold those levels, which okay, now it's surging back up. It's a roller coaster. We're on the roller coaster ride, people. Don't really want to see this candle finish red. See what the market's doing. Market is still pushing, so there's some big sellers here. People looking like they want to unload their positions. So pop back to 32, and I'm gonna sell out another little piece, and I'll hold the rest to 50 if we get that. So, it's very rare, but I will say on a stock like Space, this is where it just comes in where like your experience trading certain stocks comes into play. I'm not very experienced when it comes to trading Space as a particular name. And my previous understanding of stocks, patterns, and candlesticks and all that is that when you form a bearish candle kind of like this with a large wick to the top side, it's kind of a topping indicator, and it looks bearish, and my best guess would be a red candle that follows that. But because I don't understand how space trades very well, I didn't really anticipate that it would come right back up. And I think other stocks wouldn't have behaved like this. I think it's just the market is strong and, you know, it's continuing to go. But again, we have more wicks up here. So, and now it's, you know, is this going to form a third wick here as it surges up, or is this the real deal? I don't know. But we got 300 shares left, and I'm going to take all of it off at 21.50 even if we get there. I'm just going to take the rest off. It'll be a great trade, and you know, maybe it'll continue to 22 bucks, but I'm just going to be happy with what I get if we get to 21.50. So I'm very content only holding a piece of this position now, but I will say I did not get the best exits, you know, ever on this trade. So MYMD came back down. We were looking for the resumption on that. It, you know, resumed higher, hit a high of 790, and then flushed back down. So again, let's not lose track of space here. So again, it did what I said it was going to do. It formed a third wick there. So, you know, that's not ideal. Popping back up momentarily, but is it going to sell off back to $21? You know? But the market, at least the NASDAQ, is looking especially strong. So that's got to be helping it. But let's take a look at some of these other kind of mid-cap names here with Palantir, Plug Power. So Palantir looks really strong. Tesla, I just totally missed that. That was a great one. So Plug's coming back in. So let's go back to space here. So, all right. Yeah. All right. So pulling back to 21.10. Let's give it a shot here. That was that support spot again. So some buyers stepping up there. Oh. All right. Look at Palantir, man. Jeez. Okay, so bought right back up and, you know, green candle there. So we got a nice trade going here on space. Want to see it get up to that 21.50. But this is definitely one that you need to have some patience with it, because it might get there, but you got to hold through the pullbacks. What I have to say is that this kind of top that was made here, I don't love it. Looks kind of like a little mini Head and Shoulders, and you got a few wicks up here that, you know, it tried to move higher, but it couldn't. Now it's, you know, moving lower. So I want to see a big green candle right here. Big green candle up to 21.50. Come on. Let's go. 21.50. So the market pulling back a little bit and space is holding up, so that's a good sign. Gives me a little bit of confidence to stay in the game on this trade. You know, if I were crazy, you could add back into this trade right here. This is be a good spot to add on the trade. Just saying. Stop out below 21. But right now, this would be a good spot to stop on the trade. to add to the trade, not to stop on the trade. I don't know why I said that. So 300 shares, pretty small size here, but we want to see this continue. So let's get that continuation up to 2150. And now, since it topped out at around 47, you know, the next leg higher could carry us to 2170. Not a huge fan of that. So who's watching this right now? We got 6 people watching this, and we got nobody commenting. So nobody has anything to say. It's been streaming for over an hour now. This will be up on YouTube later, I keep looking for more opportunities. Plug bouncing, Palantir coming back in, Neo starting to ramp up. Wow, QS a move from 31 to 34. GameStop still selling. That does not surprise me at all. Let's see what Dogecoin's doing. It's holding together, holding together. Holding up. So space, you know, low volume pullback. It's a good sign. I'm staying with this one. Not letting this one off the hook. Yeah, hold 2110. Let's hold 2110. 15 seconds left on that candle. Let's see it bounce back up into the 30s first. Holding 300 shares. Oof, come on. That looks like the market is provoking it. So the market's coming back up, but space is not right now. But this pullback is very low volume. The buy volume is higher than the sell volume, which is good. Okay, so nice push back up into the 20s there. Palantir holding up. Plug made a new high by, looks like, 1 penny. Whoa, big push there on gold and silver. Nice. Okay, so space came back down. So, alright, that was really the spot where it should have gone, I think. The market's coming up, space is moving down. You know, it's still above 21 bucks, so that's the thing. It's still above 21. So I think what I'm going to do on this is put my stop below 21. And the exact spot it's holding is 2108, which is nice, actually. This is clean. This is clean support right here. I'm going to delete this. So I think really 2108 actually, if you want to be exact about it. So is that going to break right here? So the market is coming down. 2108, it just broke. So it's trying to hold that spot though. It's like, it's tough, you know. It's tough on these because you don't want to cut the position and then, you know, miss that next leg higher. But right now, you know, I have to admit, looks like the market is coming down, and those other stocks, Plug, Palantir, they're coming down. Market is coming down right now, except for Neo. There goes Neo. Neo makes a new high. Let's see how that swing trade's doing. Pretty good. These are expiring in mid-May, so we're good on those. But needs to get to 45 bucks and higher than that. Needs to get to 46. So got a ways to go. Really wanting it to break out of that kind of descending wedge there. So let's take a look back at space. So there you go, right? If you set your stop below 2108, you get wicked out at 06, and now it's back up into the 20s. So patience is key. Patience is key. Got to stay disciplined with it. So is it gonna make that next leg higher, or is it gonna come back down to, you know, 08, test that again and break it? I'm not sure. But right now the 5-minute chart looks very bullish. But you know, 15-minute not as much. 30-minute, 2-minute. Alright, so chopping around. Let's see if the market can continue. Let's go, NASDAQ, come on. Oof. So definitely some selling. Selling coming through on the NASDAQ. Yikes, look out below. So it looks like we're coming back down to test that 2108 again. So it really just comes down to the market, man. Like, if the market's going to go, the market's going to go. If it's not going to go, it's not going to go. Wow, continuing to sell here. So because the market's weak, it's presenting quite a bit of an obstacle here for these longs, making it very difficult to go long. So breaking through 2108 again, but NASDAQ bouncing. Can it bounce more here? We need a bigger bounce on it if we're gonna get going. So that bounce back up to VWAP. But now space not getting going as much, so back above 2110, but again, we want back into those 30s is ultimately the spot. And right now, it's just struggling. So we got some sellers stacked up now, and so, you know, there's the break of 2108, and instantly we're back down to VWAP. So really not even a chance there. So, you know, at this point, you know, you want to see how it reacts to VWAP, but yeah, certainly it doesn't look quite as good as it did. So maybe buyers can push it back over 21, which, you know, would be good. And then we need to get back above 2110. So a lot of people probably got triggered out of the trade there. What I'm going to do is see if it holds VWAP. Yeah, so a bummer giving back that much on the trade, to be honest. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do. And now it's testing VWAP again. So all of a sudden, you know, that's what the market can do. The market just, it kills stocks if it goes down. It eliminates momentum. But that's 2 tests of VWAP and 2 holds. Boom. So we held above 21 there at the last second. We want to see a pushback above 2110 to look bullish again. But the NASDAQ certainly is an obstacle right now. Okay, so we're coming down again. And then we were bought right back up. So we got 3 wicks to the downside right now. So when are the, you know, sellers going to give up? Back over 21. That's what we need. Over 21. So let's see. Is the NASDAQ strong? Not really. And the sellers, man, are just, it's the market. The market is just being tough right now. So look at this. Selling is persistent. NASDAQ continuing to sell off. So yeah, I mean, this is a spot where you just gotta, sometimes you gotta call it. Sometimes you gotta get out of the trade. So yeah, it's looking like it's about that time to get out. And as I say that, the NASDAQ flips green on that candle. But again, the problem is space is just looking, now it's looking weak, you know. It's coming down, looking weak. We got, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red candles in a row now. So it's just coming down. The buyer's trying to hold it up. It's like 4 wicks to the downside here, but it only takes 1 sell-off to, you know, break down through that. So that's what we're doing now. And below VWAP here, probably a good spot to get rid of this thing. Even as the NASDAQ looks strong, space is giving up. So down through VWAP there. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Luckily, I'm only holding 300 shares at this point. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to give it the chance to just pop back up, you know? You know, maybe we get a pop back to 21 where I can take some off. Oh man, I wanted to move to 2150, 2170 really bad. Would have made this trade so much better. Oh well. All right. Yeah, it's time to get rid of this one. Even as the Nasdaq is moving up, you know, this stock is just dying. It's just dying. It can't get going. Can't get any bounce going here. 2081. So yeah, this is weird. I don't know what to say. The Nasdaq is coming back up. That's the only reason I'm still holding these shares, because now would be the time to kind of stop out, you know. It's just weird how weak this got. Very weak. The Nasdaq was an obstacle. Now it should give us some bounce, but that's not what we're getting, so. Now the Nasdaq's moving down and space is popping up. Weird correlation there. So there's a pop back up to 90. Oof, man, that Nasdaq is just cratering and making it very, yeah, yikes, 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 oops, oops, oops. I want to watch the market here. Man, this kills me, man. This kills me. See what other stocks are doing. So yeah, I mean they're kind of moving down. Wow, Neo sold off hard. Yeah, it's a bummer. That's a bummer. So you know, relative to those other names, Space is pretty strong right now because it's not far from VWAP. You know, and it was strong, so. I'm just looking for that push back up to 21, you know? Which I think that leg is coming. Just got to be patient on it. I mean, you see, the volume is just dead here. The volume is very low. So yeah, I'd love to see a move over 90 and then back to 21, but right now, you know, the volume on it is just too low. So maybe we can get some buy volume to come back into this thing. Wake it back up. Just want that move back over VWAP right now. It's trying, but it's struggling. There's a nice break to 2090 through 2090 there. See if it's for real this time. Crashing back down to 86. Palantir plug. Wow, Tesla continuing to 737. Neo trying to bounce here. The NASDAQ coming back up. Wow, space just rejected again. Oh gosh. I think I'm gonna let go of this one, unfortunately. It's, you know, it's telling me that it's weak. The NASDAQ is coming up, but space is telling me that it is weak. So below 80, and I'm stopping out of this one. Yikes, man. I was up, you know, I was up I think at 1.500 on this trade, so it's definitely a bummer to get back kind of most of that for sure. So some slippage down to 78, but you know, still a green trade, 310 bucks. Definitely not gonna ignore that as it pops back above 80 right now. And you know, now it'll probably go back to 21 now. But you know, oh well. Let's see what Dogecoin's doing. Okay, Dogecoin's kind of still consolidating. Wow, right back to 85. Come on, man. It's gonna, there it is, through 90. Oh, come on, dude. This is what I was looking for. The move back to 21, which it's doing right now. This is the thing with trading, is it's, you know, it's not easy. But, you know, there was definitely support here. That's frustrating. The move back to 21 is happening now, which is what I wanted. But you know what? I'm not going to be ungrateful. There it is. 21, $20.99 and $21 right there. And over 21, back up to 21.02. So, oh, that's so freaking frustrating, man. Oh, it left like $100 on the table there. God. I should have seen that coming, you know. But it failed at VWAP 1, 2, 3. It was trying to break over and couldn't, and then finally it did, but whatever. Alright guys, I'm going to call it on this live stream here. It's been an hour and 30 minutes, guys. If you did enjoy this recap, please. Or not a recap. I always say recap because I'm used to doing those. But yeah, I'm going to call it here because, but, you know, hopefully you enjoyed. And I had, you know, a pretty nice trade there on, you know, Virgin Galactic. So, yeah, hit the like button and I'll see you guys for the recap today. I'll continue trading and, yeah, that's it. Alright, bye-bye, guys.